There's been a central argument or question that's been going on for many, many years, which is, are we doing the best we can? Are you doing the best you can in your life? Are the people around you doing the best they can? When people let you down, did they let you down and were they still doing the best they can, or could they have done better? When we look to our past, could we have done better? So this is a central question that we live with. We judge other people, we judge ourselves, it's natural. And Brené Brown has done a study on this, and she's come up with some very interesting facts. And that's what we're going to talk about and discuss on this episode. Stay tuned. If you're new here, then my name is Dr. Elisha Goldstein. I'm a psychologist. I'm the author of numerous books, and I'm the creator of a therapeutic coaching program called Uncover the Power Within. If you want to learn more about that and how to work with me a little bit more closely, you can click on the link in the description below. Okay, so this was a question, I guess, that was brought up in an interview with Russell Brand a couple years ago, which is like, just, is everyone doing the best they can? This was a time when people were wearing masks and everyone was judging other people wearing masks or judging people for not wearing masks or for the vaccine or whatever it may be. And we had a lot of judgment, basically. And that's not new. This was just a different topic to have judgment around. So what she came up with in her research was it actually doesn't matter whether people are doing the best they can. Some people would say, yeah, this person, they were doing the best they could with what they had. There was kind of two camps of people. They were doing the best they can with what they had at the time, with what was going on in their lives. There was difficult stuff going on in their lives, and they were doing the best they can with what they had. Other people in another camp had said, no way. This person could have done better. They were lazy. They could have picked themselves up, and they could have worked harder, and they could have worked smarter, and they could have done a better job. And what she found is that the people who really held this experience that everyone is really doing the best they can with what they have in the moment, that famous saying for be kind because everyone is fighting some battle, those people tended to feel happier than the people who were sitting in greater judgment with this idea that people could just do better. It's not true that they can that they did the best they can. They could have done better. And just that feeling alone, holding that mindset, if you can say it, if you look back on it and just hold that for a moment, you can do it. Look back on people you know or your own life and say, I could have done better. You're not in a way of like, I'm learning and I could have done better, but like just judging ourselves harshly, your body contracts, your nervous system kind of falls in on itself. It feels like poison. It's something about it doesn't feel good. It's negative. But if you hold this understanding that, look, in any given moment, the way our brains work is we have certain emotions that are surging, that are influencing the filter we have in that moment. We have a history of memories that our brain is drawing on to make a snap judgment in that moment. And so we make decisions. And sometimes they're decisions that we later regret. Other times they're decisions we're happy about. But ultimately, the mindset we want to hold to be resilient and happier is understanding that, look, we don't know what's going on in everyone's lives. We know very little about what's going on in most people's lives and the mood they're in that moment and what happened to them earlier in that day. And if we can understand that in that moment, even though the way they reacted may not have been healthy, if we understand that from what they have and their experience growing up and in that moment they're doing the best they can, we're not holding on to it quite so much. And for ourselves, when we look back on our own lives and we look back and we say, based on what I knew then, with the resources I had in that moment, I was doing the best I can. But now that I know better, I can learn from that and go on in a more fortified and stronger position. Then we're holding what's called a growth mindset, which has been associated in all the research for feeling more resilient and happier and actually more successful. So consider that in the days and weeks ahead, moving forward. What mindset do I want to hold when it comes to judging other people or judging myself based on their thoughts and actions? What would it be like if I can hold the mindset that everyone really is doing the best they can? So I'm going to give them the benefit of the doubt. That doesn't mean I don't draw boundaries with them. That doesn't mean that I don't, to keep myself safe with them and make decisions based on that. But it means I don't need to hold on to it. I don't need to hold on to the toxicity of the judgment any longer. So take that into the days and weeks ahead. And if any part of this was helpful or made you think, go ahead and comment below if you can. Like, what do you think about this conversation, this discussion about everyone's doing the best they can? What do you take from it in your own life? And then also, if any of this was helpful, make sure to like this. And also, if you're new, we put on great videos every single week that support mental health tips that are only going to support your life and being in a better place. So make sure to subscribe below too. And I'll stick another video on the other end of this to support you. And my name is Dr. Elisha Goldstein, and I look forward to being with you in the next one.